Hello again, everyone.
Hello, everyone.
So this time we'll be picking up with one of Skyrim's more creative and interesting quests, Blood on the Ice.
Spare a coin for a poor old woman.
Is that really an appropriate thing to say right now? So I need to interrogate all these witnesses to the murder, or finders of the body at least.
Someone has to die. Sorry, I thought I saw a fellow running away, but didn't get a good look at him.
Well, a fellow, at least it tells us something.
A few septims for my supper is all Another one.
Another one, because there have been several other murders. We've been hearing about those last times we were in town.
Oh, thank you. I heard a scream and came running, but
Kind of a brave beggar to just come running with no weapon
like
and...
this when I got here.
Well...
My heart goes out to Clan Shattershield.
That's actually relevant. One of the murder victims is her. Usually this person just spouts generic guard dialogue. Well, that is generic guard dialogue, but it's at least luckily relevant generic guard dialogue.
No, sorry.
Kind of a nervous beginning
but
there.
I did notice that her coin purse was still intact.
Was still intact. Have you been through it? Or has the beggar?
I'm going to keep preparing the body, if you'll excuse me.
I used to be an adventurer like you. Then I took an arrow in the knee.
The classic.
Let me guess. Someone stole your
The other
sword?
classic.
Just like always, nobody saw anything useful. The bastards escaped again. Look, friend. If you think you can do better than the Legion of Guards...
Guards
be
who
my
are all
guest.
idiots not doing a
We
thing
need
at
to
all.
talk to the steward, though. We can't just let anyone go around claiming to be an official business. If he's willing, then we'll talk.
Oh no, I need to go talk to the steward. It's not as though this is the entire point for me all along. Just trying to get in the steward's good graces. Whatever will I do? Well, luckily nobody sleeps in the Palace of the Kings here. Ulfric and Galmar was having the 24/7 conversation in a loop about how they should, go attack Balgruf or not. And the steward just kind of staring into space there listening. Yes, this all feels very familiar.
We've intercepted couriers from Solitude. If you have any news of the Western Hordes, take it to Ulfric immediately. These are difficult times indeed, when men stalk their brethren like beasts. My men are stretched thin as it is. If you offer your aid, I gladly accept. The guards will be told to assist you as necessary.
They do nothing, of
I'm
course.
happy to lend a hand as much as I can as well.
He does nothing, of course.
If by message you mean...
So you think if they have the guards to spare to,
They got like
help
20
you,
guards here.
then they wouldn't need the outside help. But
My heart goes...
I mean, have you talked to these people? They're incoherent. They clearly need help of some kind.
good point.
So, back to tell that stupid guard that I've been given permission to help out, I suppose. Well,
You need anything, come see me. I'm as resourceful as I am to
nothing says discretion quite like running pell-mell in front of the palace, talking to random passerby about your shady services right in front of the guards. Nobody else around?
I own Hollyfrost Farm outside the city.
If it's bed or
honest
board you're
work.
after,
Why would
Candlehearth
you...
Hall's got both.
Susanna, of course, the girl who was murdered, was working at Candlehearth Hall. So that's kind of a weird thing to say.
All right then. I noticed a trail of blood leading away
Oh,
from you.
really? This giant blood spot and all the other ones on the ground?
Body into the Hall of the Dead to prepare for burial. She's a little crazy, but if she knows anything, it's dead bodies.
This questline is very good in many ways, and that's very non-linear. Lots of different ways you can go about it, and some different routes you can take. Some of them wrong, some of them right. One thing that's not so good about it is how linear this blood path is. It's just so easy to follow. They're just like, oh, giant one all over the grounds, right there. Guards will walk over them, not notice anything. My first time ever playing it, actually, though, the blood was glitched and did not actually appear at all. And I just thought, oh wow, it just must be like so subtle and hidden. I'm just not finding it. So I searched and searched and searched and couldn't find a thing. But no. But it seems to lead right up here to this creepy old abandoned house. Nobody seems to be around right here. You can go to the steward and get the key from him, but I don't feel like I really want to have like a bunch of guards tromping around here and don't want to delay. If the killer's in here right now, I can catch him. At the very least, you won't have time to escape and hide any kind of evidence in there. So, no going to the steward. I will simply pick the lock and go in. Quite a lock, though. I think I've got a lock on it this time. One thing I wish they'd done better was this finding clues section here. Because there's lots of things around here that you can investigate, and they give you little bits of descriptions if they were clues in some way, but none of them actually matter or help you in any way. If there's at least one actual clue hidden in here somewhere, that'd be cool. But instead, the only one that matters is the one over there by the big obvious blood splatter. Now look, an obvious blood splatter. I detect nobody, but they could be undead or something.
Lost!
No. Irrelevant. Also, it's not against the wall. Whatever. Those are were the butcher pamphlets that crazy old lady Viola has been giving out. And here's the butcher's incriminating journal. Convenient. Not a clue. Well, what do we have here? Randomized high-quality clothing. They kind of give something important away here. They should not tell you about this misshapen pile, because that would otherwise be a fun little test for keen eyes. I'm sure enough there's a weird amulet under all those butcher pamphlets. So I think, fearing booby traps, Hjalti will stand back a little bit. Maybe... There we are. Well now, what do we have here? Oh, it's the Necromancer's Amulet. It is clearly the Necromancer's Amulet. Any mage should know exactly what the Necromancer's Amulet looks like, and that matches every possible description of it.
And so for the non-mage characters here, what is the Necromancer's Amulet?
Good question, it's pretty vague. It's some kind of relic of Mana Marco. But we don't really know much about that other than that. It probably has just whatever magical powers he gave it. It's been in, like, most of the games in the series, but always with totally different effects. Often just, opposites of each other, in fact.
And apparently this time none at all?
Yes, so Hjalti's excitement wears off. It's probably just a crude replica. But he's dealing with some kind of necromancer here. And they kind of give this away. They should not just have this fake, back panel notification there. They should make you actually find that out for yourself. But here we have the Butcher's Inner Sanctum. Kind of a mess.
I see some cheese. Are there any Eider cheese wheels?
Sadly, no. I'm desperate enough I would probably take one if there was. Unknown magic, which is clearly just necromancy because he's got the Necromancer's Amulet. Or at least he's a wannabe necromancer. And... there's the second half of his incriminating journal. I will take that out and probably read that at my leisure rather than when I can be caught by him in his secret lair. Perhaps I'll stake the place out and see if he returns to said secret lair. Of course, with his journals missing, he'll know immediately that something is wrong once he gets in there. But if I see somebody running out in a panic, it might well be him. Again, not actual clues. Well, if he knows somebody has come in to visit, may as well just rob the place. Can never have too many fine clothes.
But you wouldn't want to be wearing the same outfit as the killer. Some people might get the wrong idea.
Well, I know he's not wearing that outfit because it's in the the box up there. It seems to be untouched like all the other mysterious fineries that were left in here for some reason.
But there were two of them. What if there was a third?
I'll have to rely upon it being identical to like half the other fine outfits in Skyrim. There are 3 or 4 different outfits by that name, but still. So now if anybody comes running out of here in a panic, it is probably because they are the killer and realize they've been discovered, because the creepiest room has been closed off. So, off I go to skulk over here in the shadows of this person's house, and maybe read these books now that I have some peace and quiet. Alright. The plans are coming together swimmingly. I found good sources of bone, flesh, and blood, but thus far a good sampling of sinew and marrow have escaped me. No matter. The city is swollen with contemptuous fools that are menaced by nobody. I feel like he actually means contemptible and the writer screwed up there. But it's possible he means that people are contemptuous of him and look down on him, and that's why he's going to kill him, I guess. I think that's just like a mistake, though. Last night was almost able to corner Susanna as she left Candleheart. That's the murder victim. Idiot guard showed up at just the wrong moment. I had to turn it about, just out for a stroll and so forth. There'll be other chances, but the time is drawing near. Time is drawing near. That's kind of ominous. I think back to my time in Winterhold. All the wasted minds up in their towers. They only explore the magic that they know. Well, that reminds me immediately of Woundfirth, the court mage, who talked about how he supposed naked magic he doesn't know. He also said he was from Winterhold. Suspicious. I'm discovering new magic here, something deeper than the Cantripped Shenanigans of fire and light. This flesh magic is older than us, perhaps older than the world itself. Hold on a minute. Flesh magic. How could this flesh magic be older than the world, which is where all the beings made of the flesh are?
I mean, electricity was discovered and used at some point, but the possibility for it always existed before that. Maybe it's something similar?
So, the possibility of flesh existed long before there was any kind of universe that would be flesh in.
Yeah.
Other explanation, he's like a deluded twit.
More likely.
Electricity was discovered quite early, actually. The word comes from the Greek word for amber, because you can rub amber against wool and it'll create static electricity. Anyway. And that's actually why the name Electra is like a name. It means like amber, so it's like a pretty thing, so that's why it's a woman's name. Anyway. I'm tugging at the corners of the fabric of the universe, and where it bunches and folds is where I shall create my greatest triumph. One more attempt at the Candlehearth girl. She's proving to be a bit too cautious, but those strong joints of hers shall contain the most exquisite tendons. Worth the effort. Tonight. Well, this is either very recent, or the next one will begin with something like foiled again. Let's see. 17 tendons and assorted ligaments, 173 fragments of bone for assemblage, approximately 4 buckets, that's a very precise measure, buckets full of blood, Nord preferred, 6 spoons of marrow, no more than 2 from a thigh, 12 yards of flesh before cutting. This is the worst recipe I've ever seen. How could you follow this? It's just so vague. And these instructions are ridiculous. Star scrying to the edge of the ice mine, look for the lights where the souls dance, revealing the time when a spark will revive, when the rotting night's into most skillful hands. But what temperature should I do this at? Translation from Aldmer text is interpreted by the Aliens. Those are like the Cyrodiilic elves. Aldmer just kind of means like the old elves, basically. The Aliens are the Cyrodiilic high elves. First described by Altmer, meaning just the regular old high elves. Generic brand high elves. Providence and authority unknown. Soon. So he doesn't even know the provenance and authority of this text he's apparently basing his experiments off of.
Well, he did say he liked the unknown.
I suppose. He seems like a disorganized and perhaps not terribly competent fellow. Which is probably why he's afraid of a single guard.
Go cost your fancy magic.
What do you know? Contemptuous fool who'll be missed by nobody.
No. You're trying to catch the murderer, not join him?
I could get into his trust that way. Well, I think I now need to follow up on these clues in some way, either by taking them to the steward or taking them to Viola. Let's see who the quest is directing me to. You need to kind of do this quest carefully because it can glitch in all kinds of ways and ruin everything. It's just from your leaf. Okay. So, head on up there back to the steward. The guards are really stretched thin.
Oh yeah. You can tell where the priorities are, though.
Mm-hmm. Certainly, protecting Ulfric matters more than any of his citizens.
He's a true Nord. He'll come around.
You're still having this discussion, huh?
I'm not much of a... If you have any news of the Western Holds, take it to Ulf. Have you been talking to Viola Giordano? She posts those all over the city, and someone keeps taking them down.
Apparently the killer himself does. Sadly, we can't follow up on that and just, see someone who spotted somebody taking those down. I'm not going to ask him about the amulet. Why would he know? It's stupid.
Stronger message.
You know what? I will see if he knows anything about it. Just in case it's him. Yeah, terrible shame. Do you know anything about this amulet?
I've never seen anything like it. I would take this to Calixto at the House of Curiosities. He has a good eye for strange trinkets. Might even give you a bit of gold for it. If you'll allow me, I must return to my king.
This dude consists largely of standing around and not helping with murder investigations. It's a busy job. I mean, there's murders all the time that he has to do nothing about. Wow, sure are a lot of you guards standing around here. Well, I need to find Viola, who's probably sleeping or at the inn at this hour. And also Calixto.
What hour is it anyway?
Fairly late. He also trying to get back to keeping semi-regular hours.
No more adventuring till 2 in the morning?
Well, hopefully not.
How old are you now?
28. He'll be 29 on the 1st of sun's dusk.
No longer a young whippersnapper who can party all night long in the dungeons with the Rauger and...
Oh, Viola's here. Convenient.
Good to see you. At least you know how to treat someone properly.
Everybody in here is alive, that's good.
Be on the lookout. The butcher could be around any corner. I've been following.
I'm just gonna stand behind you and talk creepily,
now.
apparently.
Well, you're actually following. Trying to find him. The guards won't help. The people won't help. I'm the only one who thinks he can be caught.
This one's a favorite of mine. A legend we all know and love.
Oh, they care, all right. Just none of them thinks to do anything about it.
She has a
They
point,
are just
like...
snooping around, bothering people.
She's kind of an obnoxious busybody and like a racist, but like she is the only one actually trying to do a darn thing about this, murderer.
They say they're too busy with a war. I say, what good is winning a war if we're still terrorized by one of our own?
Good argument for getting rid of Ulfric.
Huh? What's it say?
She doesn't really follow up on the killer's lair thing. You can, I think, actually explore the house with her. There's another way you can do this. Many different routes.
Oh. Woundfirth. There have been rumors swirling about him for years. As long as I can remember. But he's a dangerous man. That's why they call him the Unliving.
I don't follow. I have never understood that epithet.
This information needs to go straight to the steward. He'll listen
I mean, have you done detect life in his vicinity?
Yes, he's living.
Strange.
He's usually in that same room.
Or Nilsine has been
You can hear they're doing the Age of Oppression version of that song, praising Ulfric. We more often hear the Age of Aggression one in the Imperial holds that I spend most of my time in.
Got some fresh baked bread and... Sure thing. It's your drink for the thirsty, food for the hungry.
Ale I can use. Bread, beef. Stock up on... I didn't need to buy that green apple. Stock up on some staples. Ooh, that is some fine wine from back in Cyrodiil. And I am rich now. So.
Nice.
I'll show you to your room. Right this way.
Sing. Her brawl might be just the thing to lift my spirits.
That's quite the thing to say when you're mourning your daughter's recent murder. Maybe you should be helping Viola or something like that. Oh, it's Viola talking to her.
I've thought about it, but I'm not sure it's such a good idea.
Oh, I see. Is it still too soon?
Yes, I think that must be it. My wife hasn't been gone that long.
Oh wow, she's like
Ask me again.
flirting with this guy who just lost his wife. I see.
Oh my.
Be such a bother. We'll talk another time.
I'm sure he's looking forward to it. Alright. Well, time to get some sleep, then call on this Calixto fellow perhaps in the morning. He was, after all, at the crime scene. Have a bite to eat in here. Get some privacy away from all these contemptuous fools. That'll do. Kelty's pretty stuffed after eating like 4 pounds of food there. I didn't follow up actually on the person in the Halls of the Dead. Perhaps I should do that. I'll give her some time to prepare the body though and see if she finds anything.
Other than a full coin purse?
A coin purse I think is not on the body afterwards. Make of that what you will. Maybe I'll change back into my less suspicious clothes. These are my own fine clothes, of course, not the ones I just took from the killer's lair.
I own Hollifrost Farm outside.
So, stop off at the Halls of the Dead. They should be...
It's so good. Spare... Oh, thank you.
Just in case I do any shopping.
Divines bless your kind heart.
My shopping spree was interrupted by a killing spree, but I should get back to it at some point. Most cities in Skyrim have one of these places, and most of them have undead in them. This one I think is the only one that's actually well maintained. One person in here. Yep, coin purse gone. There's a Shrine of Archaea over there, but terrible, terrible, terrible blessing.
Large diagonal cut from left shoulder.
That's a weird way to begin the conversation, but it's to the point. Okay.
Well, she's dead, but I guess that's not unusual.
And we've lost the
Not
point.
for somebody in here. I mean, someone who's not me, that is. Sorry, was only joking with you. Oh yes, right, of course. The only unusual thing is the shape of the cuts. They look like they were made with... Well, the ancient Nords used these kinds of curved blades when they embalmed their dead.
I know exactly what you mean. I come across as in all their ruins.
Even have something like that. Other than me, of course.
Anybody's been into a Nord ruin for one thing. I'll just ask directly.
I'm too busy tending to the dead to spend my time making more of them. And I wouldn't very well tell you about the cuts if I had made them, now would I?
You might well,
Now,
actually.
I really
Want to
got
distract
back
me
to
and
the body.
play innocent, be helpful.
For the grave.
You'd probably just tell me a lie about what made the cuts, and I couldn't investigate that because I'm not an expert on these kinds of forensics. Well.
Just kind of having a drink over the body there?
Yep.
It reminds me of that movie, Arachnid, or Arachnids. I'm not sure if it was plural or not. But one major joke in this is that there's this one guy who was in charge of investigating the dead bodies, and he was just eating non-stop. So at one point he opened a box of cereal at somebody else's house and just starts eating it while looking at a dead body, just handfuls of dry cereal. And then somehow a spider falls out, so maybe it was unsealed, just closed. But it's a great movie, classic. I enjoyed it.
Doesn't sound like your kind of movie with its title.
I mean, it's a scary movie if you don't like spiders. But it's just, it was good anyway. I don't mind fake spiders or spiders behind glass or spiders that are not near me and can't get near me. It's the ones that are on my computer screen first thing in the morning that bother me.
I remember that one.
Whoa, whoa.
Smushed well enough.
Yes, thanks to my hero.
Leveled up off that one. But the house is actually open. Will you give me the tour? That'd be cool. Of course, usually Bugs doesn't let me do that.
My sister and I once
Dratch.
traveled the
Ooh,
world
the
to
amulet.
assemble our collection. Such adventures we had.
Well, I will give you guys the
A
tour,
most pleasant
perhaps.
chat. Until the next.
So he has this House of Curiosities here. He points you to this thing called the Book of Fate over here, which it says contains the fate of whoever reads it, although for some people it says it's blank, meaning either their fate is unwritten or they're going to die soon. Either that or just a fake book. For the Dragonborn, it's blank. We've got Ysgrimor's soup spoon around here somewhere. There we are. Notice, of course, it is not, in fact, a spoon. Ysgrimor is a man who understood soup, and that soup is a waste of all the ingredients. And the dancer's pipe, which he says will make whoever hears it dance uncontrollably. There's a joke about him almost playing that, and then remembering just in time how problematic that could be. He also has a little attic up here, with a box that requires a key.
That's not suspicious.
I don't care much for the war, one way or the other. It bothers me that fewer people come to Windhelm.
Isn't that a matter of the war?
Let me see. Ah, yes. This is the wheelstone. It's an heirloom symbol of the power of Windhelm.
Well, you're the murderer.
Recently it's carried by the court maid.
Because the steward wouldn't recognize it.
Be interested in acquiring it.
And also, it's like very, very clearly the
For a
necromancer's
piece like
amulet.
that, I could pay 500 gold. Wurnfirth? Bah, it's purely ceremonial, and he has no use for it. Besides, I wouldn't want to be the one to give it to him. Gives me the creeps. They say he dabbles in necromancy.
Uh-huh.
Wonderful. This will be a splendid addition to my private collection.
I'll play along.
Interesting looking eyes he has there. He's not a vampire, is he?
No, he's not a vampire. Just drinking a lot.
Cast a few spells.
Oh, look, another contemptuous fool.
I mean, you know where the murderer is to get in with his trust there.
Mm-hmm. Well, I guess I'll go talk to Yorleif and explain to him that somebody's trying to frame Woundfirth. I can't actually, you know, explain that it's clearly Calixto at this point. I have to play along for now, but that's why I'm pretending that I don't know it's Calixto and why I handed the amulet back to him. I'm not afraid of him, he's clearly a dope.
The best way the Nord's respect is through hard work.
Arguments among the Dark Elves about, you know, how they should deal with the discrimination against them. Kind of like the... I suspect it's deliberately reminiscent of the old Booker T. Washington versus W.E.B. Du Bois argument. The argument whether, you know, to try to deal with discrimination by just working hard and keeping your head down or actually trying to confront the problem.
Aldrich won't give us a straight answer.
He's a true Nord. He'll come around.
So I think Yorleif only giving the option to accuse Woundfirth, which is stupid, but...
If you have any news of the Western Holds, take it to Ulfric
Yep.
immediately.
Great deal of pressure on Whiterun.
Alright, I'll go talk to Woundfirth directly. I'm unconcerned, so I'm not going to put on my battle gear here. He's clearly not the killer.
The Dunmer get their drinks at the new Nissus Corner.
This is a city in Morrowind. Oh, Woundfirth's awake. He keeps pretty odd hours. I like that line pretty well.
If Ulfric needs a favor, he has it. Anyone else better pay well for the service.
I like his crabby old man voice, too.
For those with the
talent to cast them. Well, he certainly dabbles in necromancy, but that's not illegal. Although he will contradict. He'll say that like members of the Cult of Windhelm don't do it if you accuse him, but they actually do, and they say that it's a full superstition to not do so. So, contradiction there. Well, have some clothes from the murderer. He doesn't react, so...
I mean, he's kind of looking at you with a slack-jawed expression.
Looks like I don't actually have anything I can really sell to him.
And his expression has not changed.
I beg your pardon? Necromancy. I am a member of the College of Winterhold. In good stead.
But again, like, if you talk to the conjurer there about necromancy, he'd be like, oh yeah, of course I do necromancy. So, sloppy writing.
My what now? I've never kept a journal, I can assure you.
Everybody in Skyrim keeps a journal. There's probably it on the shelf over there. And I have to pretend to be an idiot here.
I know it well. Or at least I've heard of it.
A worn carving that's clearly a skull. It still depicts a skull.
That is the necromancer's amulet of legend. It appears you were at least half right.
I really have to pretend to be an idiot throughout this whole quest line.
At the heart of this.
I can't even say it clearly. Yeah, whatever.
I've been noting a pattern to when the killings happen. Now that we know they're tied into some sort of necromantic ritual, I think I know when the next might occur. Let's see. From Elordis of Last Seed until Amidus of Hearthfire, it will happen soon. Very soon.
Yes, it all makes sense.
Stone Quarter tomorrow night. That's almost certainly where the killer will strike next.
Not that you can do a darn thing about, you know, keeping watch. I'm just kind of hanging out there yourself, but whatever.
Whatever you've heard I can do is probably true.
So he knows when it might occur next because of somehow. But how does he know where?
That's a good question. My assessment is that probably just the killings all happened there, because the last one did too.
Good point.
If you have any news of the Western Holds...
So I can't actually follow up on all. He has a quest marker floating over his head.
But people are still weighing things in their hearts.
What's left of Skyrim?
You can't, like, you know, get any guards posted there or anything like that. It's just...
Let me guess. Someone stole your sheep.
I really am tempted to, you know, lighten the city's burden of contemptuous fools here. I'm gonna go buy and sell a few things, pass the time.
Good to see you. At least you know how to treat someone properly.
I do wish you could just, like, you know, use all the clues to piece together who the killer clearly is. But, oh well. Oh, that reminds me, I should go back there and look for one particular thing.
Something
Oh, yeah.
Some may call this.
He's still mad after the time I turned him in to Viola. Although apparently nothing has happened to him.
Maybe he got a sternly worded letter.
I'm sure Ulfric has no time for such things. He's got the war to do nothing about. Endless conversations to have. Nothing of any real use here, it seems. Okay.
Did you get the meat pie?
Did not get the meat pie. I think the two of us fairly conclusively demonstrated that putting meat in a pie crust is simply not that amazing a cooking idea. We did a great job with that recipe, but it's just not a fantastic combination either way.
Yeah, not really. And you should always... It's always better to be safe than sorry when consuming strangers' meat pies. Especially in a city where apparently there's someone running around...
Harvesting various amounts of body parts and whatnot.
Yeah.
Writing what looks like a recipe, yeah.
Good move not to get it.
Let's see. No. No, definite no.
You don't want to sell it in the shop right next door?
Still looking for a place to dispose of some of this stuff.
How about a lake?
I was thinking I could just walk down to, like, you know, the port here and just dump all the stuff.
There could be quite a few witnesses if you do it there, though.
At this time, that's true. This is the cook over at Candlehearth. He wrote a book about how to cook charices. Very, very,
Beyond the Dragonborn.
critical of Bretons and our unique and superior culture. You'd think if anybody knows how to cook things properly, it'd be Bretons, but no, he has the nerve to criticize their cooking, too.
Is there something special about Breton's method of cooking?
I think he calls us Poncy. Apparently we're just not manly enough for him.
I'll pay the same price as anyone else.
But I insist. I've been a bit out of sorts since...
Everybody likes Bruno Freewinter.
I don't have...
Because he's not a racist and is trying to be like a responsible citizen.
That sort of thing.
He becomes the Jarl when you dispose of Ulfric, so... Turn for the better there. Let's see, got anything useful? No, not really. Yeah. Am I really out of things to sell? Yeah, pretty much.
Thank you for your custom.
I'm not looking
Well.
for special treatment. All
I guess I will simply... talk to the blacksmith, actually. Just in case he's new inventory. I'm still searching for some boots.
Everyone's looking to protect yourself.
Can't find any good ones.
Or deal some damage.
Dwarven boots, not quite what I'm looking for. That's a powerful sure grip right there for my level. If only he had some boots of these effects, we'd be in business. But I'll take those. Nope.
Whether it's armor or a new blade, come see me.
I was just gonna say, careful!
I got killed by a blacksmith sign once. Must have been like a very, very well worked at the workbench legendary blacksmith sign. Some serious bonus damage.
Mercenary you're looking for. You found him. There's no stronger sword
Is it still your room?
Skyrim.
Apparently, yeah. Should be for most of the rest of the day if I sleep here. But I've got some stuff to do in my room here. Shady mage business. Let me just equip my transmute, and my staff, and my creepy mask. Not that one. And that. And those. Alright.
The longer you wait for your magic to recharge, the more likely someone is to catch you.
Yep. And also out of character, just want to get it over with. It's not that interesting. You see, my magic comes back fast now.
Wow.
Morokai is a great item. The Archmage's robes help too, but Morokai is mostly it. And this is all, of course, with the Atronach penalty.
Double wow.
Doing this mostly for the alteration experience, of course. How close am I, anyway? Alteration... Oh, yeah, I'm getting up there. So also I've been doing so much to take life around here. Also checking for vampires and necromancers and whatnot, but...
I like the little visual they have there for that spell.
Yes. I like how different spells have different kinds of, you know, shapes in your hands and whatnot. So, I really have a lot of this ore, huh? How much is even... Alright, I'm gonna sleep until... dusk, basically.
Whatever happened to normal business hours? That's not what I meant. A normal sleeping schedule.
There's a killer to deal with. Maybe I'll take off my creepy mask. The rest can say, though.
You know about Talos? He founded the Empire.
I know about Talos.
To be fair, she does live in a city full of contemptible fools.
In truth, I regret not following in the footsteps of my ancestors.
There's Nils.
Throw the big logs on the fire.
He has strong opinions about many stupid things. Well, got to keep watch somewhere in the stone quarter. I think they'd wait another hour, probably. Yeah, it's definitely nightfall now. And where's that market square place? No, maybe I'll walk with you.
Which one's that guy?
Calixto.
Oh, okay.
The woman is random out of all the living women still left in Windhelm. Dum dum dum. Suspicious little dash there. He's supposed to be attacking at some point. I have seen it bugged where he just never actually attacks, just kind of follows her around and around the city forever. Hopefully that won't happen here.
Can you save her life, or...?
Yep.
Go cast your fancy magic someplace else.
The guards will do nothing, of course. But yeah, if you're fast, you can easily kill him without him having a chance to hurt her. Not much of a change for that. But yeah, this quest is probably the buggiest one in all of Skyrim after the Civil War. So, it is rare to really complete without incident. Alright, I'm going to save right here. I'm going to wait and see if it just murders her. If not, I'm going to need to get console commands out. We're going to try the second of several possible fixes for this quest. First of all, the murder is supposed to happen in the market, so I am going to politely escort the two of them here.
Better not break the law anytime soon.
With that important item taken care of, I'm going to escort the two of them here. Move to player should do it. Alright, great. And then get him. There we are. And then I'm probably going to need to enable and disable him. Yep. Great. And now that should probably do it. What do you know? He's the killer.
About to murder someone right in front of the guard.
Yep, the guard will do absolutely nothing.
Must be why he's willing to murder someone right in front of the guard.
The guard is getting out of here, huh? Cantripped Shenanigans of Fire and Light 1, Flesh Magic 0. Don't mind if I do. They'll never miss it. Alright. Well, I'm not going to drink any wine you had on you. You may need to loot your house. There's Necromancer's Amulet, now fully restored. I'll talk about that soon enough. You know, one thing that's always struck me as a plot hole and contradiction about this murder is that Calixtus somehow left a giant trail of blood to Hierom, despite being caught in the moment at the crime scene. Unless maybe the scream was not the victim, but the first discoverer later. Nothing else to say. Yeah, I don't know if they expect you to be able to rescue her or not. It is clearly intended that you can, but like, nobody comments upon it. Nobody else seems to care about any of this stuff.
So, if you find the amulet and don't sell it to him, do you
it bugs in all kinds of ways and you never get the Necromancer's Amulet.
Huh.
So, first of all, here's all the embalming tools that nobody in Windhelm except, it turns out, him would have. Then I'll maybe steal some of his belongings, like the Book of Fate. That seems important. It's mine now. And, of course, Isgrimor's soup spoon. Will have a useful symbol of my reign later on. And I'll take this so it can never be used against me. Book. Now his secret locked chest. So there's the journal. And a whole pile of different embalming tools. Don't know why he has linen wrap. He's not making any Draugr here, but whatever. So this one reveals his motive. Soon enough, my sweet Lucilla, you'll be with me again. Normally when such words are written, it is because the love left behind is soon to depart, but in my case, I hope to soon bring your spirit back into my world. For it was you who love this world so much, not I. I continue to collect your new form from the ragged bits around Windhelm. If they only knew what destiny would soon grace their bodies with your spirit imbuing them with higher purpose, they would surely thank me for the great gift I've given them. I reserve for them a place of beauty alongside your heart. I wonder if he has her literal heart around here somewhere.
I would not be surprised.
I don't think it's findable, though. The day draws near, soon it will hold you, and I will show you this, and it will be as delivering a long-forgotten letter to a weary traveler. Love always, Calixto. She's his sister, and the way he writes about her is a little bit odd, but whatever.
That was his sister?
That's his sister.
Huh.
The two of them used to travel around and collect all these various odds and ends, and then she died somehow or other, and now he's trying to bring her back. Which is kind of a cliched necromancer motive at this point, like any kind of fantasy work that has a necromancer will probably have somebody doing that, but whatever. At least we have a villain with an actual motive here, unlike Ancano. So, I've got the Necromancer's Amulet, which is the real reward, but I'll go talk to the steward about this. See if I can get some kind of less important reward, like the house.
The house the murderer was using for necromancy.
Exactly! All kinds of useful things in there, potentially.
Give us a straight answer.
Like a hidden alcove behind a false door that you're told about.
Indeed, which I told nobody about.
Good point.
Well, it seems like Yorleif is not around here right now. Need to go dig him up wherever he sleeps. Got no idea where, actually. Because I only really talked to him during that quest normally.
Go cast your fancy magic someplace.
No real reaction from Woundfirth.
We got a nickname for anyone who trifles with us guards here in Windhelm. Suicide.
That's a funny one, actually.
I'm not much of a strategist, but Lord Ulfric listens to my counsel all the same. Ismir's beard. The man was always
I do have a pretty nice one.
But I wouldn't. You've done the city a mighty service, friend.
Better than his stupid mustache.
I believe you'll find the guards to be a bit more cordial with you in the future.
Not really.
Travel safely. If you have any news of the Western Holds,
I thought he would give me Hierom, but apparently not.
You have to be the,
I mostly deal with petty thieves.
What is it called?
It's the other way around. You have to have Hierom already to get the position of Thane.
Really?
Staying safe, I hope.
Oh, I remember now. You have to be pretty late in the Stormcloak questline to buy the house. Or win the city for the Imperials.
Don't think you can with me like
the guards are so much more cordial. Well, Hjalti has tarried here in this city full of stupid people long enough.
Heading south for warmer things?
Yes, it's time I follow up from Delphine. Unless you're just wasting her time in the inn at Whiterun still, she should probably have a plan ready by now. So, that is where we'll conclude things this time. We can get on with the main quest next. That's a little late there. Well, kills one, but is an important guy. Let me talk about the Necromancer's Amulet as one last thing, I suppose. So this amulet is actually quite useful. Very unique. So, 1, massive magic increase. I can now drop Sabos Aran's amulet in the lake. 2, massive conjuration cost decrease. Just wonderful stuff there. And 3, you have like basically crippled health and stamina regeneration. But that's okay, because now I have a way to restore my health and stamina at the same time really efficiently with magic. So, no real downsides. This is a fantastic amulet for any kind of mage character, and especially for vampire mage characters to have. I will, of course, often use the Amulet of Talos instead. Well, that's where we'll end things this time. Have a great day, everyone.
Have a great day.